Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn show, man. Today is July the 19th. 3 WNBA games on the board for today. We will jump right into them. Before we do so, quick recap of yesterday. I got smoked. I had the New York Liberty. Money line minus 125 on DraftKings. Looked good in the first quarter. They came out, shot the ball really well from three. And they kind of, if you rewind back to yesterday, you listen to yesterday's video, I said they can't get into a jump shot, shooting soft team. And that's what they've been. They got a game tomorrow against the Dallas Wings. We'll see if they can bounce back in that game. But yeah, New York is in trouble, man, especially on the road. They can't guard anybody. They need Phoebus back so bad. And then they just turned into a jump shot shooting team. They were going in at the beginning. I think they started like 6 for 7, and then they started missing. And third quarter came and they lost by 18 points, and it was pretty much over after that. Even with the Fever being on the second leg of a back-to-back. So that was the first one. The second one was on Georgia Moore under her 4.5 assists, her 3.5 assists, and the Minnesota Lynx money line. And Minnesota got the job done. They didn't cover. But that was a kind of a toss-up. But Georgia Moore, for the first time in a really long time, she goes and gets 4 assists in Golden State after having 0 in the last game. Love that play. But again, that's why I typically don't parlay, because they find a way to lose. So lick my wounds, try to get back at it today, man. Let's start off with Jackson. I hope you guys were able to find some ways to make some money yesterday. I did not. Bit of a step back. All right, so first up, we'll start with Jackson, AS Sports Betting Tool. It's linked in the description of the video if you guys are interested in checking it out. I wanted to ask Jackson about player props specifically. So I asked Jackson to analyze the WNBA slate for today, find the highest value opportunities for player props, focus on lines that show a significant discrepancy against recent 5-game rolling averages, tracking changes in usage rate due to injuries or favorable defensive matchups, specifically targeting matchups in points, rebounds, or assists. Also provide the data, the underlying metrics, and reasoning for each recommendation. So the top look on the board today is Camila Cardoso over her 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. It says that the line is currently available on FanDuel. And it says that Cardoso, her recent performance and usage, it says she's been on an absolute tear recently, significantly outperforming this 23.5 line. Over her last 10 games, she's hit the over this prop in 90% of her games, averaging a massive 29.1 points, rebounds, and assists. Even looking at a smaller 5-game sample, she's maintaining the 25.2% points rebound, maintaining the 25.2 points, rebounds, and assists average with the 80% hit rate to the over. Her usage is expected to be elite given the current state of Chicago's roster. So the Sky are currently dealing with a massive void in their rotation. Skylar Diggins, Dejanay Carrington, Rickea Jackson are all ruled out. This leaves a significant amount of usage and rebounding opportunities on the table, which, they've been out for a while. Camila Cardoso is the primary beneficiary in the paint, with Atlanta's defense against centers respectable, ranked 11th. The sheer volume of opportunities Cardoso will see due to teammate injuries makes this line of 23.5 look far too low. So that is the look here. We'll ride with that one. Cardoso, I kind of like it. 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists against her old, teammate and injuries. We'll talk about it. All right, let's jump into it. So first up, we will start with the first game. This is a 1:00 start time game as well. I think it's the only 1:00 start time game. So we got Dallas, and we got Dallas at the crib laying a pretty big number, and the Sparks on the road catching 10. So we look at the injury report. Kelsey Plum continues to be out, and then that's it on the Sparks side of things. And then Alana Smith is listed as doubtful. She probably won't play. So for the Sparks, it's not the greatest spot. It's the last of a 4-game road trip for them. They played every other day for the last 3 days, for the last 3 games. And then they lost all 3. Minnesota, well, if you go in order, Atlanta, Minnesota, Chicago was the most recent one. And I liked them against Chicago in that game. I don't know how serious the Sparks are of a basketball team right now, man. I thought that they were. They had been covering some games, but they're getting this big of a number. Dallas they're getting this big of a number, maybe they can cover, because when they were getting big numbers, they typically were covering. Dallas has actually won 5 straight. They haven't played since the 12th. because that game got canceled against the Liberty, and that, I guess it's got rescheduled for tomorrow. So it's the first of a back-to-back for them. They got the Libs game tomorrow, and that's what makes this difficult, in my opinion. Dallas did beat them 104-96 as a 1.5 point favorite in Los Angeles earlier this season. But things were a little bit different back then. I kind of think that it's an under game. Like, this total was all the way up to 184.5 earlier. The only reason I didn't get to the under is, 184.5 is a lot of points. We saw the Sparks go under in their last game against Chicago because they couldn't score that many points. They needed a lot of points. You need Dallas to get to like 97 in this game, and you need the Sparks to get to you need them to get to like 87 as well, which they can get to 87. But the Wings defense is typically pretty good, and that's the only reason I didn't play this, is because I kind of feel like the Wings could potentially look ahead. They've already beaten the Sparks team. They know that the Sparks aren't good. They know that the Sparks are coming off, a couple straight losses in a row. But a lot of systems that I had, just like fatigue type spot. So when you are less rested than your opponent and you're playing your third straight road game, your fourth straight road game, those games typically go under. 49, 35, and 2 to the under. More importantly, 4 and 1 to the under this season. Kind of same thing if your opponent has a ton of rest, 13 and 5 to the under as well. We know that the Wings are the third best defensive team in the league when they're playing at home this season, allowing just 78 points per game. Dallas is also 7 and 3 to the under this season when they're playing at home games, and with a total that's above 176. They're 4 and 1 to the under as well, and they're playing at the fourth slowest pace when they're playing at home. So if they can dictate pace, which they play a lot slower than the Sparks team, of course, we should see under in this game. The only reason I didn't play it is, again, they got the Liberty tomorrow. Not sure if they'll really want to put their foot on the throat of the Sparks in this game. So Sparks plus the points could be worth a look, but again, last game before game road trip, I just watched them not be able to get a stop against the Chicago Sky. So it's difficult to want to play under. It's difficult to think that they can cover this game, but it's a really difficult matchup. I'm gonna stay off of this one altogether. Didn't really look too deeply into player props either. We know that it could be, honestly, it could be Jessica Shepard type game, where she gets a triple double. It wouldn't surprise me at all. We know how bad the Sparks defense is. They give it up on the interior as well. And Paige Becker has been absolutely balling, but they are coming off 6 days rest. We'll see if they got anything left in the tank. Not a game that I think that I'm going to be betting pregame. If I bet it, it'll probably be something live. All right. So that is the first one. The second one is Chicago and Atlanta. Line in this one is sitting at 10.5. We have, let's just double check it real quick. 11.5 now. So Atlanta is taking some money. Total has continued to go up to 179.5 on most books now. So injury report here, Tahina Paopao is listed as out. Bree Jones is listed as probable. It'll be her second game back. And on the Chicago side of things, I think, let me just double check it. I think Chicago is good. Yeah, just Dejanay and Skylar Diggins. So for Chicago, they have actually been hooping, man. They took my money the other day, a couple nights ago, against the Sparks. This is them just off 1 day's rest. They're coming off back-to-back wins against Seattle and Los Angeles, two of the worst defensive teams in the WNBA. And they've covered 3 in a row now. 4 of their last 5, the Chicago team has covered. Atlanta, back-to-back wins against the Sparks and against the Toronto Tempo. They finally got a cover in their last game. Only 1 day of rest for them as well. Atlanta did win the first matchup, 82-75. It's 9.5 point favorites. That game stayed under the 165.5. Now you got a total that's 14 points higher, pretty much in this game. And I kind of think the total is a tad bit too high in this one. Initially, last night when I was looking into it, I wrote down over, just kind of not like going through things from a deep dive perspective, because Atlanta has played in 3 straight overs. But then again, like I said, they played Seattle and Los Angeles in their last 2 games. Atlanta has played some pretty poor defensive teams as well. They played the Sparks in Toronto, and Chicago, 3 of their last 4 has cleared this total as well. All 4 of their last 4 games in general have cleared this number as well. So it's difficult to want to look under, but I found some things. Typically, just teams that are typically playing pretty good basketball. So I looked at road dogs playing on 1 day's rest that are coming off back-to-back wins and 3 straight covers, and those games typically go under. I kind of think we know Chicago's offense is just kind of Jekyll and Hyde. Like they really struggle at times. Um, but they were able to get it done against Tempo. Tempo, one of the worst defenses in the league, and they were able to go score 100 points in that last game. So my thought process here is either under or Chicago plus the points. I don't want to take the dream of a road win, especially when they covered in their last game and then land double digits. System says 55% of the times they won't cover. If you add that they not just won the game in their last game, but then they covered on the road and coming back home and asking them to win by double digits, it drops to about 40% cover rate as well. So 60% play on Chicago plus the points with a pretty big sample size. I think it'd be Chicago plus 11.5 in this game. I think they can keep it within the number and keep it manageable in this game. So that would be my thought process in this one. The last one on the board is Connecticut and Phoenix, and we have the rematch from Friday night. Sanaya Rivers is probable. Anisha Morrow is listed as questionable. She didn't play in that last game. Aaliyah Edwards is probable. Brittany Griner is probable. Sammy Whitcomb on the other side is probable. But the biggest one is Natasha Mack, who's listed as probable. She hasn't played in quite a while. She's probably missed like 5 or 6 games. If she does play, they desperately need her. This Phoenix team is 15th, dead last in points allowed in their last, I think it was 5 or 10 games. I forgot when I looked at it, but they need a win in the worst possible way, man. Phoenix now has lost 5 in a row after losing to Minnesota and having 3 days off before playing Connecticut on Friday. I thought that was the best spot for them, which is why I didn't want to fade them. We bet over and got that one right. But they got smoked from the tip in that game. They didn't cover the first quarter, first half, or full game. Connecticut kind of ran them off their own floor. So 5 straight losses. I mean, getting Natasha Mack should help, like as far as like rim protection, because Brittany Griner and Olivia Nessano-Adota was getting whatever they wanted in that last game. So was Aaliyah Edwards as well. Kind of cleaning up the boards. But Connecticut's better than Phoenix right now. They've actually covered. They've covered back-to-back games in 7 of their last 8. They played 4 of their last 5 over the total. If you watch, I know that they scored 90 points, and I don't expect them to score that many points, but Layla Lacan is just like running up and down the floor, playing really fast. We see Diamond Miller be able to shoot the basketball. Phoenix is a team that, really dares you to score from the outside. They just got absolutely smoked in that game. Phoenix is now just 3-6 straight up and against the spread as home favorites this season, including 3 straight losses and non-covers. So it's difficult for me to want to take them. I think Connecticut is the right side in this game. Beat them by 13 as a 4.5-point dog just 2 nights ago. So a couple things I looked at. We bet over in the last game. And as far as the total goes in this one, it's a bit tricky because I kind of feel like Connecticut can still have some more success. And I don't expect I'm not a big Connecticut defensive type guy. That's which is why I didn't play them, to cover in that last game. I just thought that both teams would be able to score. But I was looking into this total. Connecticut's actually 4-1 to the under as a dog this season. So I'm sorry, the Sun off a win, 4-1 to the under this season, staying under by about 13 points. I looked at them when they were facing teams that they've already beaten this season, and they're 2-0 to the under as well. Those games are staying under by about 15 points. But Phoenix, on the other hand, facing a team that they've already lost to, they're 5-3 to the over. And those games are going over by 13.5 points. And they're also allowing 97 points per game in this spot. So that's conflicting. As a home favorite this season, they're 7-2 to the over as well. Just not playing a lot of defense at all. They kind of look like they kind of just packed it up and kind of gave up on the season. If you look at the last 5 games, Connecticut's been the better offensive rated team, defensive rated team. They played the tougher schedule. And they just, like I said, they're the better team. I said it earlier, but they're averaging more points and giving up fewer points. And that's what typically makes you the better team. So Phoenix being back home, maybe they come out with something, but you can't really fade Connecticut early either. They've covered like 8 of their last 10 first half spreads as well. I feel like they're just undervalued in the market right now, and they're much better than the Phoenix Mercury. I think they are just 1 game behind them in the standings. So I would be looking at Connecticut team total in this spot again, thinking that they should be able to score the basketball. If we look at the team total, it is 81.5, right? And what I was looking at is this Phoenix Mercury team has given up 90. They gave up 94, Well, they gave up 90 in the last game, so that was good for a winner. They gave up 104 to the Minnesota Lynx. They gave up 106 to the Las Vegas Aces. To all really good offensive teams. They gave up 92 to the Indiana Fever. These are all in a row as well. So last four opponents have scored 90 plus against them. Probably four of the best offenses that we've seen. Chicago, they only gave up 77, but they only scored 66. Seattle, they gave up 67 as well. Seattle's one of the worst offensive teams in the WNBA. Connecticut had been, but they've been playing pretty good basketball. And then you flip it and look at Connecticut offensively. 90 against the Portland, the Portland Fire, before scoring 90 against this same Connecticut team, the same Phoenix team. I'm sorry. They did get held to 64, but that was against Golden State. No harm in that. Scored 80 against Minnesota and 90 against Minnesota, 83 against the Dallas Wings. I kind of feel like Connecticut should be able to score the basketball again. Until I see it from Phoenix, especially with Natasha Mack playing her first game back, I don't think I can get there with this Connecticut team. With this Phoenix team. I think that they should be able to score the basketball again in this spot. So that's the way I would play it. I look back through the numbers, they didn't shoot the ball like extremely well. It wasn't anything like that was outlier-ish performance, in my opinion, based on that last game. So in my opinion, I think that we should, see more points in this game as well. So we'll see. All the trends say take the under. I would want to take Connecticut either plus the points or take them on the spread. Take them on the spread or take their team total over. In that game on Friday, they shot 52% from the field, which I guess that's a little bit of outliers, but only 30% from the three-point line. And Phoenix is the team that gives it up from the three. So, I don't know. Phoenix actually only shot 27% from three and 46% from the field. So I kind of feel like they should be able to score the basketball a little bit better as well. They got to 83 in that game. So I'm not sure, man. If we go over just really quickly to outlier as we conclude, let's see. Let me minimize myself. Player prop wise, let's just go game by game real quick. We start with Sparks and Wings. Let's see. Is there one that I had real quick? So let's go to the Cardoso look that Jackson talked about. So Cardoso. All right, so Camila Cardoso in this first game, again, I kind of like under, so I don't like playing overs. But points, rebounds, and assists, 23.5. She's been crushing it, like Jackson said. You can see that she's over in 9 of her 10 games, averaging 29 points, rebounds, and assists. And it's really just points and rebounds. It's not really assists at all. There you go, 26. So you can get this at 20.5, her points plus rebounds, and she's been killing it. Did she play against them? She did play against them. She only finished with 13 and 2 in the first game. So a little bit of a bounce back spot for her here. She has struggled historically against them, but she's been hooping. You can see that, just the last 10 games, Cardoso's been a big part of that offense. The Atlanta Dream defense is pretty good as far as points allowed. They give up the fifth fewest, and they are giving up the fewest rebounds. And Cardoso's rebounds is listed at 7.5, but she's crushed this number. So this could be a good look as well. Over 9 of 10, averaging right at 9.5 rebounds per game. That was one. And then actually not big on, it's not for some reason this is not anything that's really sticking out to me, at least not at the moment right now. I think I also had Cameron Brink listed against the Dallas team today. So Cameron Brink, if we look at her last 10 games, she has been also crushing the line. 9.5, barely getting there, but she has been getting there. 8.5 is her number. She's over it. You can see at 8 of her last 10 games. Her minutes is the thing that kind of scares me a little bit. She only played almost 18.5 in that last game. And she's kind of bit on a minutes restriction just because of the injury that she's coming back from. She had, missed a ton of games. She's only been back for these 2 right here. You can see she was out for about a month. So didn't really like it enough to play it, but she's in a pretty good spot in my opinion. Dallas defense is pretty good, but Cameron Brink likes to score points in the paint. And I think she should be able to score in the paint. Dallas is not the greatest paint defense. Nneka could potentially have a good game. I would probably look a little bit more towards if I knew her minutes would be solidified. I think it could be a little bit of a letdown spot for Nneka, who's been having to carry the offense as of late. Last game, before game, road trip. Like I said, a ton of travel in there as well, which is why I kind of lean towards the under. So yeah, that's it for today. I haven't bet anything yet. If I do, I will let you guys know. I'll shoot it out on Twitter if I bet anything. But yeah, hit the like button if you can. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not. This is what I will leave you guys with. First half under between Dallas and the Sparks. Sounds crazy. I know it does, but Dallas is a strong first half team to the under, and they typically play some pretty good defense. The Sparks offense couldn't score against Chicago in their last game, so they could potentially have another blunder here as well. Chicago plus the points because I can't lay it with the Dream. Just because they covered one time, I would need to see it twice. And you can get this at 11.5. And then Connecticut team total under. I talked you guys through why I like that one a lot as well against that Phoenix team that's just not playing a lot of defense right now. So that's what I like, man. Resources, they're all linked in the description. Make sure you guys check them out. Jackson, Outlier, Moneyball, and Odds Jam. And that will be it, man. Y'all enjoy this Sunday. Enjoy the games. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, man.